Jeff Slauson here from 19 News Now at the 19 News digital desk. We are about to be bringing you live to a vigil that is being held for the two girls that were found buried in suitcases in the Collinwood area in Cleveland. This has been an awful, awful week for anybody that's been in that surrounding spot. And for the folks that have been wanting justice, potentially slowly getting there, the mother of the two girls has been charged now with 2 counts of murder. This has been a horrific scene from beginning to end. And now the community, as you're about to see on your screen right now, is showing their support for it. We have our Harry Boomer there right now. Let me take you to the latest in his report we're going to pick up during the coverage.
To talk to a little later on at 5 and 6 o'clock. But this is one of those situations where it just breaks your heart to have to do a story like this. 2 young girls, 8 years old, 10 years old, both killed, suspected by their mother, according to police, who lived in a house within eyeshot of where I'm standing right now. She could look from this house right here over to where those bodies were buried in shallow graves and suitcases. And according to the chief of police here, those bodies were there for some time. And also she had another child in the house with her, which appeared to be okay. And folks are saying, how could she do that? Again, she has not been found guilty yet, but she has been charged with that. I'll have more for you later on 19 News.
Spoken really only the way that Harry Boomer can in this. A quick reminder about how all of this went down. A person was going for a walk with his dog, an area that he normally frequents, but did not during the winter because it was covered in snow. The snow had dissipated, as you saw in the back of Harry Boomer's live picture. He went and took his dog for a walk. His dog paused and alerted to something. He called the police. They found one shallow grave with a suitcase. Inside that suitcase was a dead little girl. Police then were looking around, and shortly beyond that point, they found another suitcase where another girl was found, stuffed inside that suitcase, feet away from a school. A horrific, horrific scene in Collinwood. We are going to hopefully be able to show you what this vigil is going to look like. We have Harry Boomer stepping out of the shot now, it seems, so we'll be able to take that for you live. But again, just a horrific situation that's been unfolding in Collinwood for the last couple of days here, and now the community is given the opportunity to grieve. We are going to be having an opportunity where a vigil will take place, and that vigil ultimately, again, showing respect to those girls, and also a call for action here. This is what we're looking at right now. There you'll see Harry Boomer kind of going in and out of the shot there, because as you all know, Harry is currently just going about his reporting duties and his reporting day. But we are hoping to get the latest in the vigil at some point to be able to hear from some more folks as well in this. Again, Jeff Slauson here from 19 News Now at the 19 News digital desk. We thank you all so much for joining us here as the vigil for the 2 girls that were found in the suitcases is now being held. And a reminder that the mother of the 2 girls has been charged for 2 counts of murder in this, as it says in the bottom part of the screen there. We spoke to the person that identified himself as the father yesterday. We were not fully able to confirm it, but he was angry, like any parent or potential parent would be there. Angry, sad, emotional. We heard from Mike Polensik, the councilman who represents this district, earlier on in the week. Angry. Looking for, hoping for something to be done. And of course, we've heard from the community, and they are just confused. How could this happen? How could they not know? We had heard reports from people that were in and around the area. They had seen the girls and then not seen them for a while, and then ultimately now they know where they were. So there's obviously understandably guilt from members of the community as well that are neighbors in that spot. You can see they're starting to slowly have some community members filing in to this. That spot right there, that's where the suitcases were. It's crazy to see the proximity to all of this. I mean, look where that is compared to where those, where people just are normally. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can show you right now while we kind of wait for things to heat up a little bit. So this is the mother Again, she has been charged. That's Aaliyah Henderson. The mother has been charged with 2 counts of murder in a scene that has been unfolding gradually. This was that night when we started to learn more information here. Okay. And during that scene, during the search, they were centered around one home. You can see Ginn Academy, it was very close to this. But they were centered around one spot. And we kind of knew potentially what they were looking for. Then, ultimately, we found out about the shallow graves. Then the next day, we heard that they were searching more thoroughly in that neighborhood, in that area. That obviously alerts many people because you're trying to figure out, okay, is this much larger than even we had initially thought? Now, ultimately, it was not larger, at least what we know as of right now, than the 2 girls. But for the community, this has been a tough couple of days to have to potentially figure out all of that and go about their day, but also, yeah, I mean, trying to grapple with the fact that this had all happened and people were there and the community was there and they had no idea. And you can only imagine. Thank you. You can only imagine what they were going through as well here. Okay, so I have a couple of photos that I want to show you here. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is a look at some of the girls, the 2 girls, photos of them. I'll play a couple of them for you. Just horrific, horrific. They were babies. Found stuffed in a suitcase. I mean, you look at those faces and think about the atrocities that those kids went through to ultimately end up buried in a shallow grave near a school in a backyard just feet from their home. Just an awful, awful scene. All right, I'm going to show you another live picture as we have a little bit better of a view of the vigil. Again, for those that are just joining us, for those that just jumped onto our digital stream, my name is Jeff Slauson. I'm here with 19 News now at the 19 News digital desk. The mother of the 2 girls that were found stuffed in suitcases in the Collinwood neighborhood of Cleveland, Aaliyah Henderson, has been charged with 2 counts of murder. And this is a vigil for the 2 girls that were found in the suitcases in shallow graves near their home. Again, this is in Collinwood. You can see people starting to file in slowly for a vigil that we are expecting to take place very shortly here. We thank you all for joining us on what is a very emotional few days for a neighborhood that never thought that something like this would ever happen in their neighborhood, and then ultimately, obviously, it has here. We've been reporting very consistently for this for quite some time here, trying to talk to neighbors, trying to figure out what's going on. In the backyard of one of the homes that was heavily searched, there was a storage container. Police were centering the search around that area and then obviously around the backyard as a whole. You heard Harry mention that there was a 3rd child that largely is seen to be left unharmed in this. Can't imagine what they're going through. The person that identified himself as the father, he has talked to 19 News about how devastating this is for himself and his family, obviously. The search itself was very tricky because if you remember, there was no missing persons report that matched the 2 young girls. So the search was somewhat confined to trying to figure out just who could match the description because the girls had been in the suitcases for quite some time before they were found. Now, ultimately, police took a few days and they were able to identify a person of interest and then obviously arrest the mother in this situation. But there was a lot of confusion to start, just kind of given the nature of all of it. You know, normally if you have a child that has not been seen for a while, there's a missing persons report. There's an Amber Alert sent out. I mean, all of these things happen kind of in sequence, and we did not have that happen in this case. A couple of nights ago, Mike Polensik, again, who is the council person that represents this district, was supposed to be holding a community meeting to kind of address concerns, talk to people, examine exactly how they feel about this ongoing situation. That didn't happen the way that necessarily he had wanted to because that day police were searching even more of the area and kind of canvassing the area. And again, people in that spot are scared. They're concerned. They don't know what's going on because obviously it's been such a harrowing experience. Now you can see how that's on the left-hand side. That's Mike Polensik, councilman for quite some time here. In Cleveland, districts were moved around a little bit. He represents Collinwood. He represents a couple other spots as well. But he has very much so been seeking justice in this situation. As you see, they're starting to put up a banner of some sort. Have to wait and see exactly what that is. All right, yeah, the shot had frozen a bit, obviously is now back.
So, my friends, they did not die in vain. God still has a way of wringing good out of evil. History has proven over and over again.
All right, we will now take you live to the vigil. We will now bring up the audio as well so you can hear exactly what is going on. Again, vigil being held for the two girls that were found stuffed in suitcases in Collinwood.
God will bring new light to this dark city. The Holy Scripture says, a little child shall lead them. The death of these little children may lead our whole Southland from the low road of man's inhumanity to man through the high road of peace and brotherhood. These tragic deaths may lead our nation to substitute an aristocracy of character for an aristocracy of color. The spilled blood of these innocent girls may cause the whole citizenry of Birmingham to transform the negative extremes of a dark past into the positive extremes of a bright future. Indeed, this tragic event may cause the white South to come to terms with its conscience. And so I stand here to say this afternoon to all assembled here that in spite of the darkness of this hour, we must not despair. We must not become bitter, nor must we harbor the desire to retaliate with violence. No, we must not lose faith in our white brothers. Somehow we must believe that the most misguided among them can learn to respect the dignity and the worth of all human personality. I say to you in conclusion, life is hard. At times as hard as crucible steel.
We're not going to keep you waiting.
It has been difficult moments. Like the ever-flowing waters of the river. Life has its...
That's all we want to do is show love to the family. The family has...
Check, check. Check, check. Check, check, check.
Yes, we are getting ready to get started. We have Miss Mayback. I was looking for you. I wanted you to meet this young man right there, please. Just go over and give him a hug. Right here, Miss Mayback. This young man right there. This young man right there, Miss Mayback. He needs the hug from you. He needs the one to meet you right there. Right? Yeah, right there. You can do it privately. It's just great to see everybody out to honor the family and these children. God bless and protect our children. Aren't they beautiful? I don't know if you saw those pictures yet of the children, but aren't they beautiful? And so hi brother, how you doing? So we got, in all respect, I see you, Dad, thank you. In our, Ms. Mayback is the organizer of this. We got Councilman Polensik on here. And I just want to make, before I turn this over, I want to make a special introduction to some people that have been in this struggle, have been in this fight. Thank God that it turned out right for them. but they say they had to come out here, so I just want to bring up just for a moment the DeJesus family. Felix, Alex, you all know the story. Y'all know the story. They come a long way. They say they had to be here.
Thank you.
They say they had to be here. I don't want to be remiss, and I see you say the Cleveland. I don't want to start calling names because it ain't about that. But I just had to recognize them because they came so far. You know what they've been through with Gina. All right. Thank you so much. Would you like to say a couple words? All right. He's all right. So one more person that I must recognize, and I'm not going to do a lot of talking, is Councilman Palencic. And the reason I want to recognize him is because we've been in the struggle a long time. There was once two children named Alexis and Gina. And what happened to them on Kipling and Euclid, they were murdered, and Councilman Palencic came to us at that time, and we made sure that he made sure that things went well. So he's not just a newcomer in this struggle, he's a long-comer in this struggle. And so there's so many of you all that out here, groups and everybody, I'm going to let you all do your own talking, but really and truly it's all about prayer for our young people. It's not about us, it's about prayer. And the fact that we are all so concerned about what's happening to our children. And that's so important that we recognize what I see Cheryl and the healing group out there. I'm going to stop calling names because I call everybody name. So at this time, Lord have mercy. I see you too, sister. I'm not calling names. So at this time, what I'd like to do is you all just touch and agree, and we're gonna pray. We're gonna pray into this. All right, just touch somebody's hand. Touch somebody's hand. Anybody's hand. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is there a pastor out here right now? I'm a street minister, but is there evangelist? Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for your blessings. We thank you for your benefits. We thank you for your grace. And we thank you for your mercy. And we thank you for the mercy of these children. You remember, God, that you say that where a few of us are gathered in your name, you will hear our plea, and you will hear our cry, and you will answer our call. And I know that Dad, I know the family, and I know they're struggling right now, Lord, and I just ask them to forgive us for anything that they might think we're doing wrong now, or the things we might be doing right now, Lord. I just thank you, and everybody say amen. Amen. And who are we here for? Listen, I'm turning over this mic, but our children are way up in the heaven, and they're looking at us right now, because you know God bless the little children. Who are we here for? 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 Who do we love? Who do we love? God bless the children. Mike Palencic. Honorable Councilman Mike Palencic. Let's get that right.
I'm going to be very short as well. I want to thank those of you in the community who came out. I know the Chapman family is extremely upset, and that's why they don't want to say anything, and I can understand that. At this point, what can we do? As I stood here Monday night, right over there on that bluff, when I was informed of the second child found, I looked up at the sky and said, God, help us. God, help us. What I ask all of us to do is to pray for these two children, because they were not respected or cared for in life. They need to be respected. There needs to be dignity in death. I want to thank some of the churches in the neighborhood, like Father John over at St. Mary's, who's offered to do a service, and for their wake and internment, and the other churches and some of the funeral homes that have reached out to me, and I'm going to be talking to the families. But my brothers and sisters, again, I'll ask you all to say a prayer. And I want you to just turn to your right, stand here, turn to the right and look at that house. It's that house right there. It's out that house right there, the tan house. You could look out the windows of the second floor and see this site. Think about that. Think about that. These two children here, and whoever was in that house knew they were here. I have questions to ask. I have questions to ask of the county. I have questions to ask of Eden. I have questions to ask of Signature Health, who allegedly was supposed to be checking in on his family. We got a lot of questions to ask, so I'm not going to belabor that point. I'm going to take that role. Pray for the family. Pray for these children, that they're welcome into paradise. That's what I want to say. I'm here. I thank you for inviting me. Respect the family's wishes. They're hurting. They are hurting. These fathers are hurting. Other members of the family are hurting big time. So again, my brothers and sisters, those of you who took the time to come today, thank you. God bless you. Remember all of our children in our neighborhood. This is a close-knit neighborhood, a working-class community. People really care about this area. And this shook the neighborhood. I will tell you, this shook the foundation of the neighborhood. And that's why, and I want to say this as well, I want to thank members of the homicide unit who worked tirelessly to identify who did this. They worked, I can tell you, they worked tirelessly. This hit home with them, with these two little beautiful girls here. So that's all I wanted to say. Respect the family. We're hoping, I'm going to work with the family as it pertains to the arrangements and other things, and these are troubling times in our society. Let me say this. If anyone thinks that the devil is not among us, they're mistaken. Okay? They're mistaken. The devil is among us. What took place here was demonic. I don't know what else to tell you. It was demonic. As a father of 5 and a grandfather of 3, what took place here was demonic. We must never forget that, and make sure that all of us, not only in this neighborhood, but across our city, are looking out for our children and our grandchildren and caring about them. What else can I say? On that note, Art, I'm going to give you the microphone back. Thank you all for coming. God bless you.
Miss Maybach, are you here? All right, Miss Maybach is the organizer. That's not me. I was just the one holding the mic.
Hello, everybody. I want to thank you all for coming out as a community to come together for these babies. But we're going to make this short and sweet because we're going to respect the family's wishes. We could take this fight downtown to the people we really need to ask questions about and what we really need to fight at. So we're going to respect their wishes, and thank you all for showing up. We're going to respect their wishes and let them mourn as they should. And we're going to take this fight downtown, and I'm hoping I can put out the call and we go down there to the buildings that we really need to be taking this matter off with. A couple of places. Thank you.
End the trauma, y'all. End the trauma.
All right, the city of Cleveland, I see you. Come on out and represent. That's okay. It's all right. Thank you, man. We've been in a lot of battles and struggles together. Yes, ma'am, we've been here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Angela Shute-Woodson, the Executive Director to Community Relations. Before me becoming a part of the Bibb administration, I've been here before as an activist, as many of you. So it hurts my heart that I'm here today because this just shouldn't be. And all parents matter. Let me try that again. All parents matter. So a father's cry is just as sincere and serious as a mother's cry. And we have to pay attention to that. And so our prayers and thoughts go out to the family and the loss, the heavy loss. But just know that we're here to help. We're here to lean on. A lot of our partners are out here from anywhere from Trauma Help, and we thank all of them for coming. And I'm like Brother Art, I don't want to get into names, but there's a lot of people in this circle to lean on. Please lean on, because it's going to take a minute for us to heal. That's real. It's going to take a minute for us to heal. So please continue to pray for the family and pray for each other. Thank you.
I know there's someone very important out there that wants this mic before I drop it. Who is that person?
First, I'd like to raise praise to the supreme power of wisdom, most gracious, most merciful, the Lord of our understanding, awareness, and insight. I'm here today because I'm definitely, when we're supposed to be like one body. One body, everybody in here is supposed to be one body. When I hurt, everybody else is supposed to hurt. The community is hurt. This should not be happening, and it shouldn't happen ever again. And the only way we can defeat that heinous behavior, we got to tell it like it is. We must, excuse me, y'all. Well, I'm gonna make this quick, short, and what I have wrote down, and I think we need to pass it on. This aimless, fruitless, unconscious, mindless behavior must go. Let me repeat that. This aimless, mindless, fruitless behavior must go. Do not do and do not do unto others what you do not want others doing unto you. Think about that. Think about that. These children have sent us a message. Let's stop playing around. Our children's lives are in stake. Their history is being distorted. They're confused about who they are. Black history is not over yet. It's 365 days a year, and we have to look out for our children. Stop being passive. If you got a problem with your neighbor, hey, draw the peace line now. We have to do this together, not individually, but as a family. We got to get back to our roots. And the only way it's going to happen, we got to start thinking and pass it on. Do not do unto others what you do not want others to do unto you. No truth, no justice, no peace. Thank you.
I just wanted to say, Miss Maybach, when we first found out about this tragedy, she came up with a term that fit at the time, voiceless princesses. Well, now we have names for these angels. So what we need to commit to from this point forward is being the voice for these angels and making sure that justice is done. Thank you.
I will end on this note.
Hi. As we can see, I am a young child as well. I have wrote a speech, and I feel like it can be told to what has happened. Yeah, okay. I want to be a future. I've heard about the past. I am in the present. But no one ever talks about everything that is going on in the world. I've lived with violence. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it still remains a danger in the world. My dad is an activist. I've heard about the past. My dad is an activist. I've stood on the sidelines and in the fields. I've been hit by tear gas and seen fires close up with my eyes. But through all of this, I am not scared to face what comes next because I have been in the battle. I've almost died from facing challenges, and I have a future. I'm ready for what comes next, starting right now with what I want to tell the world. See, what we don't know is why the world is like this, and there is no possible answer that a person could give us to justify the damage that has been done to the world I live in today. Did you know that the crime rate has stayed at a steady level over the past 12 months? 204,605 conflict events from December 1st, 2024 to November 28th, 2025, compared to 208,919 events 12 months prior. This all led to over 240,000 deaths in the United States. Now what everyone didn't know, even the FBI data that has been shown, the nation's crime rate has declined over the past 3 decades. Over half Americans have said they believe there is more crime than the year before. This is part of the reason I don't feel safe in the world. I could die tomorrow because of everything going on in the world. People just kill to kill, not caring what anyone has going on, nor what they are dealing with. I'm not allowed to walk my dog, go to a sleepover, nor walk by myself. I've had people stop their cars at me multiple times. Some may ask why they think this is okay. Well, they think it is okay because they never learned right from wrong. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "In the end, you will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." This means you will not remember everything your enemy said to hurt you, but you will remember the silence your friends had when you wanted to stand up and make a difference. I want to revive the dream Martin Luther King Jr. once had when we could play around and be ourselves without being talked about or judged or being hurt by people we thought cared about us. I want to revive the dream Martin Luther King Jr. had when we could be ourselves without being talked about, where I could go around and play around with my friends without being scared and having to watch my back all the time. I want to revive the dream Martin Luther King Jr. had when we could be kids. Thank you.
But we're gonna leave off now, and we're gonna respect the family wishes. We're gonna leave.
Appreciate y'all for coming out.
And they said they appreciate us.
No one gave the family a chance to mourn. So thank you for the support. I swear to God, I'm not saying thank you. I'm not saying we don't appreciate y'all, but no one gave us a chance, the family, to hug each other in this location. We never got a chance as a family to mourn together by ourselves. We don't know y'all. I'm not saying we don't appreciate y'all, but we don't know y'all. We don't love y'all. We don't know if you even know the kids. And I'm sorry to even say it this harshly. That's not what I'm saying. But can we please just disperse for the day? Just for the day. Y'all want to come back? Y'all want to come back another day? Respect. Yeah. Just for today, please. I'm asking y'all, please. Respect, please.
We're respecting the family. We're gonna leave. Please be able to go downtown with me when I need y'all. Somebody lost their ID. Marquand Humphrey. Oh, yeah. Is Marquand Humphrey here? You lost your ID.
I know that was a good idea. Elvin.
Don't never think I don't appreciate you. Don't ever think we don't appreciate you.
We got your number. Alvin got your number.
Yeah.
You got his number, Al?
You want to put my number down? Show where you can pay that. Never think it's very.